I guess this is another story, but I did go to Chile for like a year or something. Then I came back and she was there, so I hung out with her for like 6 days. And I had the check because the check she sent me, there was no place to cash it in Chile. They didn't have an office at that place. So then I went back and we went to the bank, and the bank that the institute had given me the check was now defunct because there were these two brothers who owned the bank, and they stole all of the money out of it. It was like $150 million or something like this. And one of the brothers was in jail, and the other one had completely disappeared. Nobody knew where he was. So all the people who had checks to this bank were screwed. So that's how I ended up not making any money at all in 2 months of teaching English in Buenos Aires. So anyways, so yeah, I was there for 3 weeks, and then I took the bus into Santiago, and I got a hotel. I think the same hotel that I got the original time. And there's all these tourists there, like Americans. There's a Irish kid who talked just like an American. I guess there's certain parts of Ireland where their accent's just like American, Southern Ireland. Another American guy, and yeah, just other people, lots of traveler people. And I got a job teaching English with these people where I rode my bike out and teach them. For 2 months I was doing that. And it was fun. That was like big old party time for me. I had all that weed that I was smoking, and I ended up I was smoking constantly for like a month or two or something, and ended up losing my mind again. Ended up just selling it to some traveler kid, and was like, okay, enough. But yeah, I was there 2 months teaching English. It was a cool place to hang out. What was it called? Hotel Valparaiso on Moreno or something street. It was just a couple of blocks from the Central Plaza, and on the upstairs they have this TV room, so we'd all watch TV and hang out on these couches. It was cool, and we could actually even cook for ourselves. And one of my roommates was doing that. I didn't though. If I was to live there now, I would. I don't have a problem cooking for myself now. But yeah, it was fun. Just partying every night and hanging out, teaching English during the day. And then there was this one kid who came, who was this American kid who wanted to be a ski instructor and got a job as a ski snowboard instructor because it was beginning time to be ski season again, and he would also be like a ski fixer, ski tuner. And he wanted me to get an apartment with him. But I didn't want to get an apartment with him. He seemed really selfish to me, but he kept asking me. So then I was like, okay, I'll just get an apartment with you. I'll just look at an apartment just to see what there is. And we get out and we see this apartment up on the very top floor of this building, on the corner, right next to the Japanese embassy. Perfect view of the mountains on this side. Great view of the Virgin on this side. So I decided to get it with him. Yeah, Santiago is a beautiful city. It's like it's another one of these cities that has the two downtown areas. You have the traditional downtown, which has the big plaza, which is a really big, pretty plaza, surrounded by, like, on one side this big Catholic church that I went in once. It was really pretty. And then on the north side is the post office, but it used to be a big, I guess, administrative building, really pretty, old, hundreds of years old, 300 years old or something. And then the river was a couple of blocks, maybe 4 blocks north of that. The river bed actually is a big park, but I guess they moved the river, so you can see the indention of where the river was, but now the river's over here. But that's where the hotel was. It's cool to go to these countries, South American countries, because the traditional downtown area is where all the cheap hotels are. They're only like $5 a night. and so you're getting all the culture and you're not spending anything. Whereas if you'd have to, that was cool. So, but then there's and then a few blocks north of that, northeast, is this big hill. It's like a big, I don't know how high it is, 500 feet high or something. Like, looks like a big cone hill, and on the top of it is this big virgin that you can see from, you know, anywhere in the city. And then on the western side are these big mountains. Santiago itself is about 2,000 feet high, 1,800 feet in the low part of town, and then the mountain up here is maybe 10,500 feet high. So it's like, it looks like a huge mountain. And then behind it you have an 18,000 foot mountain, which you can see from the city, which is beautiful. I would say that Santiago is the most beautiful city in the world. I kept telling this to my English students, and they never believed me. They'd be like, what? And Santiago sucks. Because Santiago, if you look at a satellite photo of it, it is all like white. It is all like pale colored. Because there's no trees. They don't plant any trees there. Santiago is a really ugly town in that they don't take care of it. They don't plant trees. It's all concrete jungle. But as far as just being surrounded by mountains and the mountains that are out there that you can drive just an hour to get to, all the mountains to climb are beautiful. There's a river that would be great, you know, rafting and stuff. There's 2 rivers actually that would be great for that. You're only like an hour from the ocean. You know, if people were more adventurous and more artistic, then Santiago would be the most beautiful city in the world. They have a river that goes right through the middle of it, even though the water barely flows and it smells really bad, but nevertheless they have a nice river that goes right through the middle of it. They have that hill there. They have all sorts of different hills. They have one called Cerro Moncague, which looks like a cone-shaped volcano. I think it is a little volcano. And the people who made the avenues, I noticed, they made them to point up with these cerros. Like, you're going down a big road and there's Moncague right there at the bottom of it. And then you're going down another one and there's the one that the Virgin's right there on the top. And there's another one, and it's really pretty. And even one of them, I think it's called Avenue La Paz, was originally made by the Incans. It's a really wide road that doesn't have much traffic. But, so I got this hotel room, or this apartment with this kid. I guess the guy who was renting it was this dentist who owned a bunch of apartments, or a few apartments, 3 of them at least that I know of in that building. And he told us he would rent it to us for this so-and-so amount over the phone, and then we met him, and then he gave us a higher price and said he never gave the lower price. But it was my friend who talked to him on the phone. He was like, this guy's lying. I don't know if we should get it from this guy, but we ended up doing it. And but right after that happened, like right when that happened, I lost my job from my English teaching. Like, the people didn't like me. The institute that I was with, they never gave me the cassette for this book. He never had it, and there were these 2 really grumpy ladies who didn't want to learn English, and so then I had to. I was looking for work the whole time, and I didn't have any money, so he got me to live with him because he was like, yeah, you come and live with me, and you can teach English with the guy who drives me. We'll go skiing every day and all this stuff. But I was preoccupied with trying to find work, and I had long hair, and maybe that made it so that I was having trouble getting work. I don't know, kind of sucked. But I ended up getting work someplace else, but I was having some money problems. I just couldn't get up above, but I did get an installment of $800 at one point, which helped me. I usually get about $500 a month royalty money, which was helping me big time. But when he first met me, he said that, oh, I saw my friend Roberto, who was I was hanging out with in Pucón. Now he's selling. Oh, I'm out of time. But yeah, now he's selling his. I'll start again later.